All right, Renegade El Rey. Pleasure to be sitting here with you, my brother.
Likewise.
I know you've been in the UK for just over a week. Come over here to promote your single album coming. But there's going to be a few people saying, why is Joel speaking to this guy? Who is he? I know that you worked with Big Boy. I saw Snoop Dogg on your resume. I saw Jeezy on your resume. I saw a few people that obviously carry weight over here. Tell me a little bit about who you are and what you do.
So, I'm an artist, of course. I'm an audio engineer as well, and I'm a songwriter. So, those different names that you might have seen on my resume is through those pieces. Exactly, So I've recorded, of course, Big Boy. I managed Stank On Your Studios back in the United States, so that is Outkast's studio. So I work with Big on a daily. So in terms of working with the Snoops and working with the Jeezys, it all came directly from me working with Big Boy. So whether it was on his Boomiverse album, I wrote on a couple of songs, So writing hooks and being able to be in the studio with these people, that's how it happened. And I'm gonna always be an artist first and foremost. So, it all just comes full circle.
When did it start for you?
I think for me it was in terms of me knowing that it's something that I wanted to do was probably in middle school. It's like, of course you grow up and you go through the phases anyway with sports and all of that, because I played football, even went to college playing football, but music was hands down always going to be the
first love.
Path. Yeah. Without a doubt.
Who were some of your earlier inspirations? Who was some of the people that you tried to rap like or sound like?
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I never really tried to sound like anybody, but as an artist, when you're coming up and finding your own, you find yourself naturally sounding like somebody. You listen to this album, and then like I listened to a DMX album before I know it, and you listen to a Jay-Z album, and then you get what I'm saying. So just that, the whole game, the DMXs, the Jay-Zs, the Biggies, the Black Thoughts from the Roots Band, you get what I'm saying, the Commons, and then you go on over to the West Coast, and the Snoops and the Pops, and you get what I'm saying, the Dove Shack, and then of course I'm from the South. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. That's the southern part of the United States. So, of course, I grew up listening to the 8-Ball MJGs and the Teelers and then the Outcasts because they're in Atlanta. So it's all, it all comes together real cohesive, like T.I., and that's just to name a few. So I would always say when people ask me, like, who did you grow up listening to? The whole game. The whole hip-hop game is like I'm a student of the game. It's not like I just, picked up and said, oh, yeah, I might rap. No, like I immersed myself in the game. Scarface. I could not name Scarface and UGK. You get what I'm saying? So, the whole thread of the game.
So talk about, getting that first endorsement that allowed you to, I guess, be more of an artist, just stack some funds, bruv. You know what I mean? Right. To make some money. Right. What was the first endorsement that you got along the way, along your journey that, helped you to say, I'm in the right place?
Really the engineering, because for one thing, we all know, well, maybe everybody doesn't know, the engineer is the first person to get paid. You know what I'm saying? Which is one of the reasons why I made sure that I was an engineer. I wanted to make sure that I was always in the studio, I was always needed, and that I was one of the people that definitely get paid. Of course, growing up, listening to hip-hop, watching hip-hop, you hear the horror stories too, right? You hear everybody saying, oh yeah, I didn't get paid for this, and woo, woo, woo. So I'm like, okay, like, how do I make sure that I'm good? So I would say the first endorsements were working with Big Boy. The first album that I got a chance to record on was Vicious Lies and Dangerous Rumors. So I not only recorded a chunk of that, but I also wrote on 2 records as well. So, so from that, my just small involvement writing-wise on the songs, you hear about the publishing and, you kind of think you got an idea, but it's not until you write on something and then 9 months later, it starts coming in, and then out of nowhere, every other month, you see something hitting your bank account, and you're like, wait, oh, no, I really got to take this songwriting seriously. So from there, I think that was like the first thing that was like, okay, like tunnel vision. This is real. It's happening right now. Like, we're not going to let it go because this is what we've been waiting for. So now, since then, I've just been building and building and building.
How long ago was that?
That was Vicious Lies, Dangerous Rumors was about, I want to say maybe like 8 years ago.
Yeah, so I've got a good 10 years in my head. So yeah. So in terms of since that point onwards, I guess that helped to refine your focus.
Most definitely.
Help you to kind of really identify with your areas of strength. So did you have ambitions to work with other people, or was there enough work coming in the studio where you were to kind of?
Well, no, I'm always ambitious to work with other people, and that's on both the engineering side and both the artist side. Of course, the artistry is what drives the most ambition out of me, you know, to the fullest, should I say, for the lack of a better way to put it. I'm always like, okay, you know, what's the next thing that I can do to put me in a better position, and what's the next thing that I can do creatively, you know, because it's not always, it's about the position and it's about the money, you know. But really, to be honest, like if we could do music and not worry about the bills and not worry about other things that we have to do to take care of ourselves, the money wouldn't even be a thought, you know. So for me, it's like, okay, what's the dopest thing that I can do next, you know? So I would say just working with the people that I grew up with. It's like, okay, you get what I'm saying? Now I feel like I'm going somewhere. Now I feel like, okay, I'm able to have a reach on the people, because as somebody that creates art, you know, what is it if we're not actually touching the people?
Agreed. Where did you get your name from? Why Renegade?
Well, I used to battle rap when I was in high school, you know, so for a while I went like nameless, you know, because coming from like a jet rapping, I had like obviously like a childish name, you know. So it's like when you get older, you're like, hold on, like I gotta change my name. So I went nameless for a minute, and then carrying books and stuff like that is like what represents me. And I ran across the name Renegade, or the term, should I say, renegade. And of course, a renegade is somebody that goes against the norm. So then I started saying it, and it kind of just caught, you know. So before I knew it, everybody in the school was like, oh, what's up, Renegade? What's up, Renegade? I was like, okay, this sticks. So from there, one of my mixtapes, I said Renegade the King, and I just kept calling myself Renegade the King, Renegade the King.
Hence El Rey came after. Right, I get it.
Now you get it.
Yeah, a lot of people might not understand what the Rey means.
Exactly,
so,
El Rey means the king.
That's right.
Yeah.
Was it easy for you once you'd kind of got on that road, and once you'd hit the studio, once certain names knew who you were and what you did? I guess that's part of the journey, right? People getting to know, is he good enough? Right. So was it easier after that to kind of attract work, or is it just, what's the road been like?
It's always rough. So, and that's the biggest misconception when you're doing music and when you're working with the names. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people think, oh, when you just work with this celebrity, or you're around this celebrity every day, that things get easy. No, it's not. It's never easy. I personally don't think it's ever gonna get easy, because even once you reach a certain status, now you have to work hard, or just as hard, to keep that status. From around you being an athlete, these are the things I know. Once you go from being on the bench and then you go to a starting position, you still have to work as hard to keep that starting position.
If not harder.
Yeah, even harder. So for me now, it's never been easy. It's still not easy. Even coming over here, you know, tapping into the UK, you know, moving around and, you know, doing interviews and just planting seeds and letting people know that, hey, I want to come work with the UK too. That wasn't hard to come over here. And since I've landed, I've been going. So none of this is easy. And even after every placement, right, you get happy and you're like, oh yeah, I got this song with Snoop. Oh yeah, I got this song. Oh yeah. And then, but just like, okay, so what next? You know, you celebrate it for maybe like a week and then move on, because, you know, you got to keep things going.
So what made you come to the UK?
Just that, I reached out to my guy Logan H. James, and he comes here often, and then he was like, yo, you want to come to the UK with me? I'm going back over there. He works with a group here called Cool and Calm. Right. You know, so I was like, yeah, I definitely always have been wanting to tap into the UK, so what better time now when they, you know, extended the invitation. So then I reached out to, you know, my PR Sophie, and, you know, she's like, yeah, let's do it, because she had already reached out to me prior to, like, hey, anytime you know, want to advertise to the UK, let me know. So I was always just waiting for the right time. So what better time than now?
Anybody you want to work with in particular, or is music or art that you like?
That's always a hard question, because just the game, just the same way when you ask me who are my inspirations. So the game is my inspiration, and I want to work with anybody that is genuine, because sometimes, like, not sometimes, anytime you say, okay, that's a name, they have a name, let's go work with them, that doesn't mean that it's going to be organic. That doesn't mean that our chemistries work together. You know, there could be somebody that's just like a complete idiot or a complete jerk. You know, you don't even want to work with them no more. I don't want nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I want to work with anybody that's authentic and anybody that's talented. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're on your on your game, you're on your A game, and you're actually serious about the craft. You're doing this in a manner of, okay, we are being professional about it. I'm down to work.
You're here promoting your own single as well, Okay, Okay, which I know is part of a bigger project coming.
Yep.
Before we talk about the bigger project, Okay, Okay, you've had a chance to listen to what's bouncing in the UK now, what they're plugged into. Where do you see that fitting in? Do you see it fitting in?
Well, it's not so much of a fitting in thing, because I know obviously the drill is big here, right? And it's dope, but that's not what I do.
Right.
Even though I can enjoy it, I can take it for what it is. It's not something that I do. So I see the reason that I see my music being able to fit in the UK is because the UK is receptive to a lot of different waves and rhythms from what I've been seeing. Of course, everybody is still like here with the rhythm. Of course, you get what I'm saying. But I think me having different flow patterns and different things like that, I think it'll work. So I mean, what better way to find out than to come over
than to come and have, let people have a listen. I liked it. I think it fits in with. I like an eclectic mix of music though.
Okay.
And I love the sound. It's just something different for me. So I think there's going to be a load of people out there that appreciate for the same thing. Talk about the album and the bigger project it's a part of though. Okay. I haven't heard that. So how does it fit in with that? How does it flow?
So this record, Okay, it's a very energetic record compared to everything else, because like I said, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. So if anybody knows anything about Memphis music, it's either real gutter, or or y'all call it the ends. There's a lot of people from the ends because the whole city is the ends. So it's either real gutter or it's real player like. And that's where I fall in. So I keep it smooth, I keep it player. You get what I'm saying? So the whole project is just that. It's just on some player. It ain't laid back, but because I'm a real hustler, I'm a go-getter. So all of my topics, everything that I'm on mentally is always about let's get up and let's get it, but at the same time it's players. So the Okay, it sticks out. But it sticks out because it's energetic, but it's still a player energetic. So when you take that energy in your hair, and then you add the player in it, and then it make you rock a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So everything is real smooth. So after that, it's just tempo changes. Tempo changes, mind changes in terms of this song brings you in this aspect of your life. This song brings you in this aspect of your life. But the whole conglomerate of the project is just about grinding, getting to it, and keeping it in play, keeping it smooth.
Give me your perspective on hip hop at the moment in 2023. How do you see the game?
Hip hop right now is for some people, especially the older people, it's in a crazy state. Everybody's panicking because this music is trash. This music is trash. But the good thing about hip hop is that there's so many different people doing different things, and ain't that what we're here for? That's what we're supposed to do. So yeah, you might have a overload of this. You might need more of that. But hip hop in itself, hip hop in general, we still here. We still doing what we're supposed to do. The only thing from that is making sure that this side of the game gets enough marketing and promo as this side of the game. Right. That's a whole nother conversation when you get to talking about the masses, and maybe you talk about the agendas of who's who. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if we can figure out for ourselves, independent artists such as myself, if we can figure out the game on the marketing end of how to make sure that the world knows about us just as much as the world knows about this, I think it's going to balance out. That's what it is, a lack of balance.
Interesting. You mentioned there's no real UK people that you want to work with, and you outlined the reasons why, and I hear that. No. When I say that, because let me qualify what I'm saying. You want to work with the right energy in the UK, right? So if it's genuine and it's on point and it's so that's what I mean.
Yeah. Because
is it the same? And I'm going to touch on who you're working with, but is it the same in the US for you? Yeah. And I guess with you coming from there, is there people you definitely want to work with before your career is finished?
Yeah, most definitely.
Who? I see the smile on your face. What name came to your mind?
I've been trying to work with Black Thought, of course, from the Roots band for a minute, and the right time, the right song, the right energy is gonna come along. I like to work with my OGs, people that I grew up on. In terms of younger people, whether it be anybody from the Kendricks or the Sminos or anybody, and I can go off calling out names, and I'm trying to, as I'm talking to you, I'm trying to even think of the names.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, because it's just like I said, people that are creative, you know. But like when I think about working with some of the OGs, that just makes my heart smile, because it's like, okay, because like you said earlier, it's like at some point you want to validate for yourself, you know, because you learn in the industry, and being a creative is like looking for validation from the industry or looking for validation from a certain group, you know, it can be tiring, you know. And sometimes it's like I don't need somebody to validate whether I'm good or not at a certain point. It's like I know that I'm good. I'm doing this in a certain way. I'm doing it to a certain level that I know that I'm good. So the working with this name or working with this person, it's just really just to make yourself smile, because I think we could do some dope stuff together, you know. So working in the same thing with working with somebody from the UK, as long as it's the right person, as long as it's the right vibe, then I'm down with it. I'm supposed to go to the studio later on today with the artist that I just met named Fuze. Okay. You get what I'm saying? And one of the other guys hit me about possibly collabing with a couple other people. I forget the names, but I'm like, my response is always, cool, let's put it together. Let's see, because the first thing we need to do is what? Get in the studio, get in the atmosphere together to see if we even vibe together as people. And then from there we might play some records. Okay, I can see what I can add to what you're doing. Can you see yourself adding to what I'm doing? And sometimes it's not always a yes, but that doesn't mean that we don't vibe as people.
No, I get it. You're not always gonna. It's art, right?
Yeah, it's art.
So you're not always gonna be compatible, as it were.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go in the next 12 months? What's on the agenda? If you had a wand and you could just hit what you want.
If I had a wand, I would definitely have the marketing that I'm seeking for. You know, of course, that comes with time. That comes with building things. You know, and being frank on the budget end. You get what I'm saying? So you know, securing the right funding to have the budgets for the marketing, the billboards, everything that you need marketing wise. So if I could wave a magic wand, I would definitely have the budget that I need marketing wise, because music wise, we make enough music, and we're going to continue to make music. I work at a studio. I manage a studio, so I can make music, you know, on the studio's downtime, on my downtime, you know, at an endless amount at this point. You get what I'm saying? So for me, waving the wand and making sure the marketing is on point, that way we can connect with the people that connect to us. If I could do that within the next 12 months, then I know we'll be going in the direction that we need to.
What are your thoughts on Afrobeats?
I love it. I do love it. And I've been listening and looking at Afro beats for a while, and just it's like watching like your sister or your girl cousins double dutch, and you watch how they like the rope is going, and they just like, and they're waiting for the right time. So for me, I've been listening to the rhythms and just like waiting for the right time. How can I see myself adding to it, right? And that's even with drill. I was with some guys, my homie Bigger, and he does a lot of drill music. So shout out to Bigger. He does a lot of drill music, and he was asking me, you know, can I see myself getting on it? And I was like, I want to do it, but I'm trying to see how can I add myself into it. How can I do it in a way, you know, because I don't rap about certain things that everybody raps about. You get what I'm saying? Even though I'm from the environments or the similar environments that a lot of these guys are from, it's just my art and how I present my art is different. So, you know, I'm just double, as far as the Afro beats, I'm just double dutching right now, trying to see when can I jump in and when can I get to it and how can I flip it in my player way. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like you got a bit of traveling to do as well. I think I'd recommend a trip to Africa if you really want to get close to the culture. Ghana, Nigeria. Put them on your to-do list.
Most definitely.
Renegade, it's been a great chat. I wish you all the best with your music moving forward. Is there anything else you want to share with us though before we part ways? We know, when's the album coming, by the way? You never said
so we haven't locked in a definite date,
right,
but we're thinking first quarter for sure. It's already done. We've already got it mixed. Of course, I mixed it. Mastering wise, I think I might have like maybe 2 to 3 songs left to master, and then it's once you get the songs done, right, now we got to figure out a rollout, figure out a plan of when we're going to actually.
Hence why you want the marketing budget. I get it now.
Come on now.
Don't want to put the project out and there's no marketing.
Yeah, right. So and as you go up, right, as you come up as an artist, you start realizing the things that you lack. You know, and like I said, the music part is not what we're starting to lack or what we're starting to realize that we lack. It's the marketing, because a product, no matter how good the product is, it means nothing. It means nothing if nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
So, to answer your question, the project is going to come at the first quarter more than likely, and then that's when I'll release what the title is, you know. But I do have some of those names that I have had that I've been blessed to work with. I do have a few of those names on there.
Okay, so people can look out for that.
Yeah, people can look out for it. It's going to be dope. It's going to be dope.
Appreciate you, man. Good luck. Yeah.
Thank you.